Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is already gorgeous out there. I'm stoked for that. I have a couple really great guests on for today. Lots to talk about. Also, we're going to take a little field trip out to West Liberty to a super cool locally owned business that you guys all need to know about. Just the nicest couple ever. So we'll do that later on in the show as well. But first, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors that help us to bring this show to you every day. Those include our 7 Impact Athletic Performance, of course, Suntan City, go get your shine on over there. Our friends at Toyota, Lutheran Living, CBI, and of course Hy-Vee with Market Grill Express Studios. So excited to be here with you all. And our guests today, so we have Megan and MJ or Sam or Mike or whatever he decides to go by at that point in time. So that's, I don't know, MJ today, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go MJ today. But it's so great to have you guys on. I am excited to talk about both Vision 2020 and Crossroads and just all of those fun things that are going on in the community. So I hear there is a lot that we don't know about necessarily, or that just the general public doesn't know about when it comes to Crossroads and the production that happens there and just the overall culture and things. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And apparently MJ's the guy to do that.
Well, I guess.
So first of all, why don't you tell us kind of what your role is at Crossroads here in Muscatine now, since people might not know might not know you yet.
So yeah, I'm the Community Development Coordinator and the Executive Director's Assistant. Basically, that means that I am the kitchen catch-all drawer of the company.
Sweet.
So whatever comes along that needs to be done, I usually have a part of. I'm involved in it. So yeah, and so it's great to be back. I'm just back in Muscatine now 6 months, and I was gone for about 6 years.
Wow.
And I'm
just
proud.
couldn't stay away.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud to come back to Crossroads and working with Cheryl. As we were speaking before, you know, when we talk about our company culture and everything else, a lot of that has to do with leadership, and it's very easy to work for great leaders like Cheryl and be a part of an organization. And then I think you see that effect all the way down from the top to entry-level staff, and the way we are treated and encourage everybody to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Crossroads is a great organization to be working with.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, just like a general overview, because I know that, I mean, people kind of know what Crossroads is and what is done there, but tell us just a general, for people who don't really know, what happens at Crossroads.
Well, it's a wide array. You know, first I think I would start with our mission statement, which is, you know, assisting people in achieving their greatest potential. And what's awesome about that mission statement is it applies to the clients that we serve and what we do for our day-to-day work, but it also applies to all of our employees and anybody else that we work and partner with. Mm-hmm. So we do work with individuals, usually with some disabilities, and we do everything from supported living, so you know, home stuff within the homes, teaching them skills on how to, you know, cook for themselves, do grocery shopping, and just day-to-day activities to become less dependent on supported living. Yeah. And we also have like our day hab classes, which is, we do a lot of like volunteer work with that, and they do all sorts of fun activities. They go to museums, they take field trips.
Been doing a lot of them indoors.
Yes.
Because of COVID, but partners have been great in the community as well, doing some virtual tours.
Sure.
And on Friday, they just sent over some pictures, if you look on the Facebook, of playing golf and just working through the problem solving with balloon golf inside, and really incorporating those skills into great fun activities in a group. So,
yeah.
Awesome.
So that'd be our day have classes. And by the way, the balloon golf was pretty awesome. So
Yeah, I can
as a
imagine
golfer.
that would be kind of fun.
And then we also do our production floor,
Yeah.
which is what's cool about the production floor is anybody who knew what Crossroads was doing before thought of it as kind of it was like a workshop, as they would call it, and now it's called Collaboration One because it's not under a workshop environment. Everybody that works in production starts out at the same wages. I believe it's $11 an hour. Hopefully, I'm not misspeaking there.
Yeah.
But you know, so that goes from the individuals that we bring on that we're teaching vocational skills to people that are looking for employment that want to, you know, that are assisting in our production.
Sure.
And it's growing. We hired a new production director, Craig Reed, who's doing a fabulous job at reaching out with community partners. And yeah, we anticipate kind of a big growth this summer on new jobs
awesome.
being that we're bringing in and new companies that we're bringing in that we're partnering with, which means we get to expand our programs then.
That's awesome, yeah. So it all kind of works together where like the production and that kind of works to kind of help build some of those other programs like you were talking about. So it all kind of fits together in this big puzzle. So when one thing kind of gets to expand and grow, that kind of helps grow all of those other pieces as well.
Yeah, and so it's not a black and white kind of scenario because we do a lot with that production, and it ties hand in hand with our supportive employment. So. And that's, you know, a program where we're actually trying to reach out to other partners where we are getting our individuals hired within companies in the community. Mm-hmm. And that comes along with, you know, job coaches to teach them what the job would be. And we expanded that with our CIEP, which was a partnership with MCSA. So when we get referrals from individuals coming from them, and a lot of times they're trying to get back into the job market, build vocational skills, but don't have a work history. And so now we have individuals coming from there that we hire into our production. They get job coaching, and it's been a very successful program too. I mean, we're really excited to see how that's growing from where it was to where it is now and where it can be.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that our mission statement really is assisting everybody to reach their greatest potential. So.
Yeah, and I think it does. I actually was a job coach in my past life. It was actually one of my favorite jobs ever in the history of ever. It was a very rewarding job. I loved it, super fun. But I think that, like you were talking about with that mission statement, it goes both ways. I mean, you learn from each other throughout the whole process and journey, so it's pretty cool. I have always known about Crossroads, but never really known the details of how it all worked, the inner workings of Crossroads. It's always been there on Hauser, and you know, we always kind of had an idea, but I think it's cool that now it's kind of opened up even wider, you know, to bring in, you know, anyone can come and really, you know, build some of those skills. When you talk about, I mean, there are people who have been out of the, I mean, you even think about maybe a stay-at-home mom or something, you know, who just hasn't worked, and now her kids are maybe grown or something, and she has zero work history, but wants to kind of have that job again. I mean, you know, you can think of a million examples like that where this would really come in handy to kind of build some of those skills again. And the just jobs look so different now, and how you, first of all, how you even get a job, you know, like it's done online now, and it's not like you just walk in and like, hey, do you have any positions open? That doesn't really happen anymore. And so many things are different. So it's cool that you guys are really kind of helping to kind of.
Well, and to your point, what's great about, I mean, not just about Crossroads, but one of the things that I really like is that it is a great environment to come into if you are somebody who's been out of the job market. I mean, we have a lot of our shifts are, you know, we're always looking for people like for half shifts or part-time, or so somebody that's either retiring and they're looking to just have something else to do that's rewarding, you know, as far as much as also having extra money because you're, you know, working part-time. but yeah, people coming back into the workforce that have maybe been out for a long time and they just want to, get involved in something, and then and it's not you don't have to have it as a 40-hour week job, and it's a very diverse array of what we do. That there's a lot of potential, a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about how someone gets involved with this program. If this is something that interests them, what are the first steps if they want to become involved with Crossroads and kind of?
We regularly post any open positions on Facebook and Indeed, so those are obvious places if you're looking for that job search. But I would really encourage someone either through any of the Vision 2020 partners, through Crossroads, through MCSA, if you're feeling that down on the luck and need that partner to work with you, both of the organizations on whichever level can just help make those connections.
Sure.
And it may not be that we have something open today, but we can start that coaching. What does the interview process look like? Where do you search for jobs? Those types of things. So reaching out, it's the hardest step.
Yeah.
But knowing that there's a group on the other end that's going to welcome with open arms and really try. We have had people who have literally kind of shown up at the door and just felt a little down on the luck. And that's the great thing about our culture, is that it really is to stop and listen and help. Making those connections.
That's awesome. So before the show, we were talking, like you said, a little bit about just the culture of Crossroads. So let's talk a little bit more about that. I mean, you talked about just how it comes truthfully from, the leadership down, and we all know that your director is just amazing. And I'm like, well, I would follow her.
I didn't say that.
He didn't. Sam said that.
Quoted it on that.
I think Sam said that.
What's really cool, and that really kind of touched me from the moment I heard about it, is so Crossroads and Senior Resources are merged together, and they have something called the Our Way standard for all employees. And it's something that was actually generated by the employees. So it was sitting down and saying, what's important to you in both your work performance and from your coworkers at any level? What are these standards? What are these characteristics that we expect from everybody? And there's obviously very common threads, and they were put together in this document. And from the moment that you interview, you start to get a look at those, and they're constantly talked about. And if someone is not acting on one of those standards at whatever level, it's brought to their attention and said, this is what our standards are. That we can all stand behind those, and we can all be proud on those. It wasn't something that was kind of grabbed off the internet as this is the best practice, or this is what this company does, and this is what this company does. It really was created by the staff saying, this is what we want to work in. And I think everybody holds that really dear. And I think that's what really sets the tone for that culture to make it a real special place.
And as she's saying, like, coming from the employees, I mean, that shows the inclusion and the input, and that how important it is, to where the decisions aren't just made at somebody at the top who's just like, hey, well, this is just what I've read about and this is what we should be doing. It's like, no, it's inclusive, and everybody's ideas and thoughts are heard and listened, and we come together with our direction as a team. And it, that teamwork thing that it sounds cheesy.
Makes the dream
I mean,
work.
it sounds cheesy, but we say it a lot because we genuinely we are always feeling that when we go to work. I mean, and we laugh a lot. I mean, honestly, it's from what everybody's been telling me, it's a regular occurrence in the halls that you hear somebody busting up laughing somewhere, which means that we're all getting work done, but we're enjoying ourselves.
Megan even works on her days off. She cannot stay away.
I can't stay away.
She's like, I'm taking these days off, and then she just still shows up. So it must be great.
I wanted to see you. I wanted to see you, Ashley.
But yeah, I love how these organizations have come together, and how, like you were talking about, Senior Resources and Crossroads, and just the way that it's all really working and the connections that are being made. It's cool to hear about, and I think it makes total sense. And I love the way that Crossroads is growing, and I think that makes so much sense as well, and it's cool to see that happening.
And it only happens from the great partners in the community that are supporting us, and that's what makes it work.
Yeah, we have a lot of really great community partners in town that just always seem to step up. So we're pretty lucky. So what else?
Goodness, do we have another hour?
So if you want to be involved, if you have that, that earning, either you're looking for a job, or like you said, maybe you're retired and you're kind of just looking for that extra, like maybe you just need that half a day job, that part-time thing to get out of the house and have that. Those are options as well. So be on the lookout for open positions. But if you're looking to kind of get back into the workforce, you can call and kind of start building that relationship. And the first step is just to call and start building that relationship, finding out what you need to do, and that's all it takes. With so many of these conversations, I feel like that's what I say. I'm like, just call them.
I know.
Like every time Megan's on, I'm like, just call her. That's
Sometimes
fine.
we get out of that practice, just to give up, and that's the hardest part, to just be vulnerable and reach out and say, what's going on?
Yeah, for sure. And it sounds like a fun environment. I mean, Megan can't stay away. There's laughing in the hallway. And you have a director like Cheryl, who, like I said, I'm like, I'd follow her anywhere too. I mean, she's not even my director.
Anywhere.
There
are a few times that I'd really watch, but
there are limitations apparently. But it's cool to hear about the organization, and I'm excited to see how this summer goes and the growth that happens there. And I'd love for the new director to come on and talk a little bit, not the director.
Production director?
Yes, the production director to come on and talk a little bit about that side.
I think it'd be great to have him and Chastity, she's our supportive employment manager. So I think it'd be great for them to really do a deep dive into how they work with community partners and businesses and do that. So, I mean,
I think
we got a great overview. But
and we've got some fun activities coming up this summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So, a couple of fundraisers. I'm just going to put a few nuggets out there, and then we'll, Senior Resources will be returning with their drive-through fundraiser lunch.
Ooh, okay.
So that's coming out, and then the Crossroads Carnival is looking for a comeback.
Yay.
So finally,
that's always a fun day.
Yeah.
Evaluating where we can be at this time, and getting back to those things that we can bring back. So
the Crossroads Carnival is always super fun. So be on the lookout, and we'll talk more about it as it comes closer too. But it's always a really fun day and a great fundraiser. So lots of fun. So we'll keep talking about that too. But we're going to go to a quick break, and then we are going to go on a little field trip to West Liberty, like I said. But we're going to take a break really quick, and we'll be right back.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
Hello, I'm Tennille with R7 Reclaimed, located in Grandview, Iowa. We mix old and new goods together so that you can find the story of your home. When you get here, you will find a mix of old and new goods that are put together so seamlessly you won't even be able to tell which is which. And not only that, it's going to speak to you and your home. We are worth the road trip. We call it the R7 Road Trip. So punch in 337 Cemetery Lane, Grandview, Iowa into that GPS and make the road trip.
All right, so that was fun. Crossroads has been this staple in town that everybody kind of knows about, like I said, knows exists, but it's cool to kind of start taking a deeper dive into what actually happens inside that building. And I love how Vision 2020 has started bringing some organizations together. So we'll continue to hear more about those places and their visits here on the Muscatine Today show. So, like I said, we took a little field trip to West Liberty, and I got to meet just the sweetest couple who have a business in West Liberty. It's West Liberty. It's literally right as you not walk, I mean, I guess you could walk into West Liberty, but right as you drive into West Liberty, it's West Liberty Locker and Processing. So they not only process, meats and stuff, but they have so many more things. You can also go in and they have coolers that you can purchase items right there, and so they're going to tell you all about it here. But it was really fun to meet Gail and Suzette Vance and learn about their business and how long they have been there. It was really fun to take a field trip. So we're going to show you that video now. All right, everyone. So I am on another field trip today, and we are in West Liberty today. I'm excited because Chris told me about a little family-owned business in West Liberty that has been here apparently for years, and told me I had to come out and meet this couple. So I decided to bring you guys along with me. So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves and tell us just introduce your business as well and how long you guys have been here in West Liberty.
Okay, I'm Suzette Vance.
And I'm Gail Vance.
We've been here for 14 years. Awesome. We just decided to open up a business. Gail did some research, and he's always loved making sausage and other products, so needed a business here in West Liberty of a locker, so we decided to open it, and so we've been open since January 15th of 2007.
Wow, so it has been here a long time. It's super nice because you don't always know with lockers if you can come inside or if it's just like, you drop your stuff. But you guys have products here for people to purchase. And another really cool thing you guys are going to want to know about is like right behind us here in the corner, you also do honey. So you have your own hives and this whole thing. So tell us about that too.
Okay, I'm Gail Vance. And I'll just kind of start with the locker thing a little bit.
Yep.
My family, my brother was a big sausage maker and stuff like that. When I was a little kid, I would hand crank a sausage stuffer. And I've always remembered that and had fun and thought, this would be a good thing to be into. So we just tried to find our own business, tired of working for other people. So we got into this. And as far as bees go, I started at 12 years old.
Wow.
So over 40 years, for me. So we have all of our own raw honey. It's unfiltered, unpasteurized, completely raw. A lot of people come get it for allergies and stuff like that. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's another little project.
Awesome. So such a cool place. It's literally right on the outskirts of West Liberty here. You can't miss it. And so you guys have been in business for years, but tell us a little bit about your experience with business, I guess. Oh, we have customers now. He's like, no, I'm not coming in. So in general, so what's your general customer look like? Do you normally just sell stuff off the shelf here, or do you do a lot of processing for like hunters and things like that?
Our main business is beef, hogs, goats, lambs, and then during the deer season, from like September through January is super busy for us.
Sure. So if you're like me and I don't go out hunting. I don't have the patience for it. But you still I'm here for the beef sticks today, folks. That's what I came out here for. But you can still come out and buy all of this amazing product that you guys make.
Absolutely. Everything in our cases, we get an inspected meat. Sure. But we make all of our recipes here on the property, so all of our smoking is done here as well as like our sausages and bratwurst. We have over 20 varieties, and they're all made right here on the property with Gail's recipes, and they're all for sale.
Cool.
We're here 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 till noon.
Awesome. So even if you're not a hunter or farmer, you can still get some of that really good, well done meat and beef sticks. Guys, I'll let you know exactly how delicious they are. I feel like I'm a connoisseur of the beef sticks, so I'll be very honest with you. But it's exciting to have a place like this locally that people can come, whether they press their own meat or whether they're just coming for some of the really good products or honey. I had no idea about this, so that's one of my favorite things about the show is being able to let people know that these locally owned places are right here in our backyard. And it took me like 15 minutes from Muscatine to get here, so not a very far drive even from Muscatine to come out and get some really great products. So how many employees do you guys have now? I mean, I know you started in 2007, so how much have you grown since 2007 to today? Was it just you two when you first started and have kind of grown since then?
We had a slaughter person and a butcher that helped, and then now we've grown into, we have 8 full-time employees besides ourselves.
That's super cool. So it just keeps growing. That's very cool. So what's your favorite part about owning a business here in West Liberty and what you guys do?
Mine is actually making my new recipes.
Yeah,
It
trying
really
new
is.
stuff.
Yeah, that, and when somebody comes in that's never, worked with an animal, or they said, hey, I bought a half a beef, I don't know what to do.
Yep.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
To be able to just
kind
walk them
of
through something and see what,
That's super cool.
what they're gonna get. And
Yep.
everything, so.
Very cool.
One of mine is when customers come in and say, oh, I didn't even know you were here.
Yep.
And so once they end up, buying sticks or any of our products, then they start coming back and you get to know them on a regular name basis and, become a regular customer. That's really nice.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing about locally owned, like family owned businesses is that you do like develop that relationship. And not only that, but the service that you get and just the products that you get, everything is so much better with that locally owned, family owned business. So I'm so glad I got to come visit you guys. And we'll definitely tag you in today's show and all of that fun stuff. But it was a fun field trip, and I'm excited to try new recipes as well. You'll have to let me know when you get new beef stick recipes, and I'll come out and try those as well. But thank you so much for inviting us out. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having out. It was a pleasure, and hope to see everybody soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
So I am here to tell you that as the beef stick connoisseur, I did love them. They were super good. My favorite so far is the, I hope I don't say this wrong, but the jalapeno pineapple. And it is delicious. So go out to West Liberty and visit my new friends, Gail and Suzette, and they will hook you up with all of the best flavors. They have amazing jerky out there and beef sticks and just anything you could imagine, but a really great family-owned business. And you always love when you walk into a business and out come the owners and are just there to serve you. So it was a really great experience from start to finish on our little field trip. So I hope you guys will go visit them and tell them that I sent you and that I say hello when you go and visit them. They're just so nice. It was awesome. So again, I just want to, before I leave you all for the day, say thank you to our sponsors, who some of you've seen throughout the commercials of the show, but for sure, Suntian City, who is our newest sponsor, Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine, of course, another new sponsor of the show, very exciting. Our friends at R7, who just the amazing arrangements of flowers and stuff. I can't wait to start planting things outside. So she's been making me super jealous. Tennille's been planting a lot of things, and so she's got a lot of stuff for you guys to go check out at the barn. Also Impact Athletic Performance, our friends across the way at Toyota of Muscatine, of course Lutheran Living, Hy-Vee Muscatine, and CBI. So thank you so much. Enjoy the beautiful weather today. Get outside and get some sunshine, and we will see you tomorrow. But until then, remember that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.
TJ Deere here at Toyota Muscatine, and this is what it feels like to have a brand new Toyota.
It's the new car smell.
It's the new stories.
It's the new adventure. It's the memories.
Come and see us for your 2020 Toyota.